She says she wants some more than me, some Luther Vandross, a little than me, but definitely said this party alright. She said she won't fade for the world, and you will be so everything to do, so definitely said this party alright. Yes, it will. It definitely will.
Alright, let me stop playing. Welcome to the channel. Clearly, you clicked on this video, you're at your 2 months, and you've probably spent the last 20 to 30 minutes looking for a video to tell you what to expect when you reach your 2-month mark. Well, look no further. If you wait until the end of this video, you will see everything that you can expect and everything that I experienced during my 2-month period. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the video. But before we do that, go ahead and click the subscribe button. And here we go. First and foremost, you guys know the routine. We're taking a look at pictures of my hair when I was at the 2-month mark. So, first photo. Yikes. This is, wow. So as you can see, I didn't have much of a lineup. In that 2-month period, you guys are probably going to be contemplating it, you know, cutting your hair quite a bit. I know that I was. Realistically, you only have like 1 to 2 more months, so approximately 30 to 60 more days in what I would consider the ugly phase, or what was the ugly phase for me. Around this time, I was not really like too worried about like how it looked. Obviously, you know, you can see that like from the photos that I just was not like, you know, I was just letting it do its thing. I was getting it retwisted every 2 weeks for the first, I believe, 4 to 5 months. So in this period, you can expect to, I mean, if you're getting your hair retwisted every 2 weeks, it's gonna look a little cleaner than this. I believe this was the point where I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna let it go for a month. Let's go ahead and see. So yeah, this is when I got my Pixel. This is actually at the Pixel event. I vlogged that, and I will eventually show you guys some of the footage from that, but it was very cringe. I made the decision to go kind of like spur of the moment. I did end up getting a cool shirt from it, so that was pretty cool. But let's go ahead and keep it moving here. You can see that, yeah, here's a good photo. You can see I had a gang of new growth. I had a ton of new growth in this picture. My hair was probably at, it was still fighting like being in the locks, you know, having them retwisted, but they were also starting at the tips. You can see that they were starting to form like the base, what you would call like the end of the lock. I guess you say the tip of the lock, because I don't know if you guys know, but the lock actually does not lock from the root out. It locks from the tip. So that it'll lock from here, and then as you grow, it'll lock up to here to get closer to the root. But just a quick little fun fact for you guys. Here's another photo, and as you can see, in between this photo and this photo, the lock is starting to progress. So you can already see that they're starting to lock closer to the root. Ton of new growth in this period, and like I said, I wasn't really doing anything too crazy. I did have a very unique oiling pattern. Whenever I was oiling, I would decided to oil my locks on like every, I believe it was every other day, and I would like some days I would end up oiling them on like an everyday basis. It depended on how dry they were. Like I said, with everyone's hair, it's going to be a little different. Here is another picture here. You can see they were starting to grow. Like I stated in my other photos, I mean not my other photos, but in my other videos, I was using like 5 different oils in this period, and I suggest you do too. If you haven't already, check out the other video on my channel. It's called Best 5 Oils for Dreadlocks, Top 5 Oils. Check that out. It's going to be beneficial to you if you're at this 2-month period. Yeah, so at this 2-month period, you can see you're going to be, just expect don't expect it to look pretty, and definitely over manipulation can be a thing. In this period, you don't really want to be twisting them, you know, 24/7. Definitely keep your hands out of your hair if it's not going to be clean. As far as here, I got some more photos for you guys to see. Let me click on over here and we'll get right into these. Okay, so yeah, here's another one. Like I said, going to work with them was probably the hardest part for me out the gate, like in that first period, because where I was, just demographic wise, I was in Austin, Texas, so it was like the clientele I was getting, they were pretty affluent, so it was just harder to sell them things because of the way that I looked, you know, kind of looking crazy. Now I don't really care too much about it. Here you can see they were just unruly. Your hair's gonna look kind of crazy in that 2-month period, but you just kind of gotta embrace it. I mean, it is what it is. In this period, you've already embarked on the journey. You said yes, so I mean, it's kind of too late to back out of it now. Here, let's keep going. I have some more here. Now, in this photo here, something specific I want to show you guys. Everyone's hair type is going to be different. So you see how my locks, when I first started them, you can see that they immediately started locking kind of rather quickly. You know, more times than not, if you're starting your hair with like a 4A, 4B type hair, it's going to take a little longer. In the 2-month mark, my hair was already starting to lock, as you can see from the tips. Like they were already starting to form the little twist, like at the end. In this period, I was working out a little bit more than I was initially, which is why I was spacing out my retwist. I was planning to go every 2 weeks, but since I had started working out a little bit more, I did decide to space them out, only because it just became so expensive. Like I would literally get my hair retwisted, go to the gym, and then my hair would just look a hot mess. Like it already just be out of the wrap, and it just started to become a big headache to me. Here, let's go over here to these. Now in the back, right here, you guys can see this little spray bottle, this green spray bottle. I highly suggest getting this spray bottle, but whenever I started my locks, I didn't really see any videos as good as the ones that I'm making for you guys. You know, that's some, but I couldn't find any videos to really tell me how to like oil my hair properly. And my loctician, he was very informative, but when it came to specifics, he would always leave everything open to interpretation for me, so that I wouldn't develop a crutch, and I would actually try to like learn the things on my own as to why you should be doing what he's telling you to your hair. With the spray bottle, guys, as you can see, it's clearly not mixed. The oil is sitting on top, and then the water is at the bottom. I was using like I'd say, I wouldn't fill up the whole bottle, so I'd essentially take the bottle at this point, like if, you know, about halfway, and then do like a 70-30 split water and oil, and just put the oil in there, and then right before you use it, you just shake it up and then spray it on your hair, and then, you know, mix it in to get it over pretty evenly. I would suggest doing that, or if you guys don't have that convenience and you can't really afford a spray bottle, or you don't have the ability to go get one, you can easily just take any household cleaner, just clean it really good, and then use that as your spray bottle. But if not, you know, they're usually like $1 to $2 anywhere at any beauty supply store, or you can even get them at Walmart. Here in this photo, oh, another thing, guys, at this 2-month period, you guys are probably starting to like try to envision like what your hair is going to look like down the line. Just throw that out. What you think your hair is going to look like is probably not going to look like that. And that's just me keeping it honest with you. Here in this phase, I thought that my locks would in the back be just extremely short, and just, I mean, you can see them here. They're just like, they're just not really there, I guess you could say. They're just much smaller than, like, okay, so you see here I had like 2 to 3 inches there, and then these guys are barely half an inch. I spoke with my loctician because it was one of my biggest worries. I was like, man, I don't want my hair to be super long in the front and super short in the back. And he's like, well, the longer your hair grows, the shorter that gap will get. So I don't know why, just trust me on this one. Even if you start your hair with like, if you have different lengths of hair throughout your hair when you start your locks, you're still going to end up having a nice set. Okay, so don't abandon ship just yet. No, I'm kidding. Don't abandon ship under any circumstances. Another thing is this, guys, with the locks. I know you guys look at this picture and you're probably like, man, you know, I couldn't dare go out and with my hair like that. You need a retwist, etc. The reason I would let my hair get like that is not only was it expensive and just not cost effective to keep going like regularly because I was working out so much, you really don't want to just twist them. So if I would have just kept getting them retwisted like that, my locks would be much thinner, as opposed to me letting them grow out to that point and then getting them retwisted. Because what happens is you're retwisting the new growth into the lock. So the more that you allow your hair to, you know, have new growth, the more that you can put into the lock when you go back for your retwist, thus making them thicker. But that's it for this video, guys. This pretty quick one. If you haven't already, check out my 11-month update. It was my last video that I updated on the channel. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.